You know, Jack, when we talk about the Summit County Board of Elections, can you grade it for me? A through F? How are we doing?
I would say it's an A.
Okay.
I don't think that we have, I don't think that, A is for excellence in my mind, and I think we do an excellent job. Are there disagreements? Oh, yes. The Beacon Journal's full of our disagreements. But the reality of it is, at the end of the day, I think that the voters in Summit County can rest assured that there's integrity in the voting process. This year, with Acorn, it has probably challenged our abilities more than I've ever seen as a board member and more than I've ever known prior to being on the board, because Acorn and other such entities have really burdened our staff to sort through fraudulent voter registrations.
You know, what we're saying, you're saying that the Board of Elections is, in your mind, could be categorized as excellent.
Yes,
is what you said. Obviously, there are going to be weaknesses. There's a weakness in any kind of organization. Can you name any that we have here? What do we need to do to make it even better than what it is?
Better education. Better education for the people that work here. Better education. And when I mean work here, I'm not saying everybody. We have poll workers that get training once or twice a year, that they're expected in a very short period of time to learn a great deal of information about such things as provisional ballots or overvotes, what is the proper ID. And of course these people essentially are donating their time. As we were talking earlier today, the poll workers end up working 14 or 16 hours the day of the election, and they get paid very little for it. The most important thing about an election is that the results are accurate. It's not to see who can get it done the quickest. It's not to see, that one side is right and one side is wrong. It's accuracy. And anything that we can do to improve accuracy, and primarily that would be educating our workers on how to handle election disputes, I think that would be our area of improvement.
What have you done to add to the excellence since you've been on the board? Can you take credit for anything? I mean,
No,
what
I
makes
can't.
Jack Morrison a board member that we need to have on this Board of Elections?
Well, I think, contrary to what some of my other board members might think, I believe that I have a temperament for being on the board. I am partisan. If you're not partisan, you're not going to be on the board. And in fact, a Board of Elections wouldn't want anything other than partisanship, because that is the checks and balance. I am partisan, but I believe that on issues where there is, at the core, legitimate, fair, transparent elections, I believe I am a proponent of that, and I would not interfere with that. I want that to be the hallmark of what we do. And whether it is a Democrat or a Republican that might be impinging upon that, I want to sort it out, and if we need to refer those people out to the prosecutor, we do so. I don't think that I have particularly added a great deal. I think there are a lot of people that could perform the same function I'm performing. I think I have the temperament for it.
So do you want to continue?
Well, I'll continue through my term, and if at the end of my term, if I'm still feeling like I want to participate, then I would participate.
Because it almost sounds like you're saying I have the right personality, but I'm not going to. I don't have anything else to bring to the table.
No, I don't.
Am I understating or overstating that in some way?
I have the right personality. I'm a lawyer. I have some familiarity with election laws, but I think that the hallmark of a board member is looking for transparency, open, free, fair, and honest elections.
So do you think that the current makeup of the board members themselves, is one that can bring efficiency and fairness and all the things you just talked about?
I think that there is an undercurrent of distrust, an undercurrent of what I call gamesmanship or one-upsmanship on the board. It's regrettable. Sometimes that happens. You can't change people. Frankly, it's no secret, I get along with Tim Gorbach very well. I get along with Brian Daly. I don't get along with Wayne Jones for a number of reasons. And, you know, we have every reason to believe that Wayne had been involved in some of the activities that led to Alex not being reappointed. I think that was borne out by the evidence that was collected in those proceedings. That's not the way boards of elections are to be run. Boards of elections are partisan. And contrary to what Wayne might think, and maybe contrary to what Jennifer Bruner might think, Alex Arshenkoff was probably one of the most knowledgeable board members ever to serve on a board of elections. I don't have that institutional memory. Brian Daly doesn't have the institutional memory, and Tim Gorbach doesn't have the institutional memory. And frankly, I wouldn't rely upon Wayne Jones' institutional memory. So that has been a constant problem, whether it was me on the board, whether it was Alex on the board, or people before me. And that's unfortunate, but we'll work through it.